deployment of funds, money, to procure the needed equipment and supplies, improve awareness and accelerate our readiness, reinforce the healthcare system, establish a moral sound safety net for the vulnerable against the inevitable shocks. And we must be able to use these funds in response to the evolving situation in the interest of our nation, Ghana, which requires us to also have great flexibility to reassess and reprioritize over the coming weeks and days. We are aware that our government has approached the IMF and the World Bank for an amount close to $1 billion United States dollars. We wish to say that we harbor sincere reservations about the wisdom of that course under the time pressures we face. We are reliably informed, and the government is indeed aware, that any such facility would not be available to us as a country until the second or the third week of April 2020. That timeline is constrained by the meeting schedules of the board of directors of the respective organizations, the IMF and the World Bank, and the processes involved in the receiving the funds, even under an emergency approval. Our current state of readiness and the exponential growth of the plague we are fighting suggests that we cannot wait that long. It is with this in mind that my colleagues and I wish to propose an alternative strategy that will avail Ghanaians immediately of the needed resources to drastically escalate our readiness and resilience. We humbly appeal to the government to amend the proposed utilization of the 3 billion Eurobond proceeds to make funds available immediately to cater for the COVID-19 related expenses and the possible adverse economic shocks that may occur. The proposed utilization plan for the 2020 Eurobond proceeds, as originally presented to the Finance Committee of Parliament and later to the plenary for approval, indicated that the proceeds were tied to three main expenditure items, namely budget support, 1, 2, restructuring of the energy sector, and 3, liability management. The distribution of the proceeds according to the proposed utilization plan that was submitted by government to Parliament were as follows, at the exchange rate of $5.72 to the cedi. The budget said they are going to support the budget with a budget support of $1 billion United States dollars, 1, and 2, to restructure the energy sector debt of $1 billion and a liability management of $1 billion, making a total of $3 billion, translating to 17.1 billion United States Ghana cedis. We humbly appeal to government to amend the proposed plan to address the pressing coronavirus disease 2019 related expenditure and the financing gap that is inevitably awaiting us as a result of this pandemic, to keep Ghanaians safe, to safeguard the Ghanaian economy against its potential macroeconomic shocks and revenue shortfalls, whilst we await the expected IMF and the World Bank loans in the near future. It is our view that the proposed restructure of the energy sector does not constitute a priority at this time in the face of a rapid escalation in the COVID-19 cases in Ghana. Government may have to consider deferring the planned restructuring of the energy sector to make available immediately $1 billion United States dollars, translating to 5.7 billion Ghana cedis, to fight any further spread of the pandemic. In times of emergency, in economics and finance, we have something we call reprogramming of development program. We wish to propose to review non-urgent expenditures in the 2020 budget so that